Good morning, everybody. My name is Keith Carberry, and this is PLS Daily. We are recording this show, and that's what the delay was, so I apologize. Thank you for being here today. This is going to be a great show. We're going to talk about PLS Daily. What is PLS? PLS is the Power Lead System, and we have a daily show. It's called PLS Daily. And to get here, you just go to Vircast.com/classroom, and some of you will get a different link, but it'll be similar to that. Everyone is welcome. We're going to provide some edutainment each and every day. Today is a show on the basics about the Power Lead System, and what we're going to bring to the table most of the days that you join us, and that's Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. So you may want to write that down. One of the things that we're going to be adding very shortly is a reminder text message system. Yeah. How would you like to get a text message to remind people to come to the show? Well, we're going to do that for you, and we're going to have that on the front page. We're just ironing out a few things to make sure that everything works hunky-dory the way that you expect it to. One of the benefits of a text message notification is that it's virtually instantaneous, where email is not that way. So that's why we want to get you involved in that. So again, welcome. My name is Keith Carberry. I will be your host for the next 25 minutes or so, and I hope that you enjoy the show. So grab yourself a cup of coffee or some tea or water like I have. One of the things that we're going to talk about over the next coming months and coming weeks are things to do and things not to do. For instance, on a webinar. Things that you want to do when you're giving a presentation is you want to make sure that you have some type of beverage with you, because many times when you're talking, you'll find that you're dry and you might choke, or you might need something. One thing that you don't want to do is you never want to get carbonated beverages. I've done that way too many times because I do have a little bit of a passion for Diet Coke. I know it's bad. Diet Coke is horrible, I know that. But I do have a passion. I drink Diet Coke. Might have 1 or 2 cans a day. And in the past, I've done it during a show. And you know what? It's just not the right thing to do. Those bubbles come out. And they don't come out sounding good. And if you don't have a fast mute button, you're going to start burping in his ear. And that's not a fun thing. So stay away from the bubbles, the carbonated beverages, if you do a show. One other thing that you'll learn that is probably one of the best things to do is to have warm water. Cold water will tend to shrink the vocal cords a little bit and tighten up. Although it's thirst quenching, you don't want to have ultra cold water. In fact, warm water is the best. Hot water is not good, because if you have like a hot tea or something like that, if it's too hot, then you'll only be sipping it and it just doesn't come out that well. So if you're having tea, don't have it. I'll have it tempered down a little bit. Just a little hint, a little something that you might want to know. Another thing about webinars that I've found over the years, because I've done more webinars probably than anybody else on this planet over the last 5 years, I would love to find someone that's more webinars than I have over the last 5 years, because you probably won't be able to find one. And that's why I created my own webinar service. And that's what we're using today. And just to give you an idea of how this room works, you'll see some tab buttons. Some features I've disabled today, some features I'll added at some point. For instance, on the right-hand side, you'll see a tab right in the middle of the room. On the right-hand side, you see a tab. You can open and close that. If you open it, you're not going to see anything, but sometimes you may see something like a list of the people in the room. We've disabled that feature. Also, on the bottom middle, you should be able to see another tab. If you click on that tab, you'll be able to ask me questions, and I'll be able to respond to those questions after the show, kind of like a little Q&A. Many times, you'll just see my face, and I'll do some chatting back and forth with you, and you won't see a presentation like this at all. So let's get ready to rock and roll with the Power Lead System and talk about some basics of other things you might want to expect in this room when we do the show. One thing I do love is interaction. This particular presentation does not allow me to have a lot of interaction with you, but tomorrow, I guarantee you, it'll be a different presentation and there'll be a lot of interaction. One of the other things that I love to do is take polls, ask questions. I also love to use the drawing board that we have and draw some pretty pictures and display some things to you. Why do I like to do that? Why do we have a drawing board in this room? Well, I'll let you know in terms of sales. It's a sales technique. We're not going to do any sales tomorrow, but I'm going to show you some techniques. Like, for instance, did you know if you are seeing somebody on a one-to-one basis and you want to sell them a product or show them a product, if you stand up and write it down, your sales will increase 60%. Now, I'm not a very detailed person in terms of wanting to know the whys. I don't care if it's because you're showing that you have authority. Writing it down increases the authority. But the next best thing to that is to give a presentation in a room like this and have some type of a pencil drawing technique like we have, and you write it down. And something just happened. Something just crashed in my backyard. You probably couldn't hear. It just scared the bejesus out of me. It sounded like it was probably some type of a partial tree falling. Anyway, so when you have an opportunity to, if you're in sales of any kind, and you have an opportunity to stand up and you have an opportunity to write it down, I highly encourage you to do that. So now you can see some additional things that we're going to be talking about in this room over the coming years, months, weeks, days ahead. And I did that backwards, didn't I? It should be days, weeks, months, years ahead. All right, let's go and start the show. What to expect. As we kind of talked about that, I kind of talked about what to expect. First, our goals are to educate you about what is available in the back office of the Power Lead system. Help you understand where you may want to promote your landing pages, answer your questions and concerns, entertain, edutain, and explain marketing tips, just like I did earlier. 60% increase in sales. If you want that and you have the opportunity to stand in front of somebody and write it down, that's what you want to do. If you don't have that opportunity, you might want to get a webinar going so you can write things down in the webinar you have here. So what can you do with the PLS system? Well, you can create stunning, proven to work landing pages in about 2 minutes, giving you more time to promote your business. And we're going to really, really focus on promoting your business and talk about why this is going to help you promote your business, not just because it has proven to work landing pages. We're going to get more detailed on that. Grab amazing landing pages that are designed to promote PLS using your link, a special link for you, giving you much more control. Many that have affiliate promotions, and it's true with my businesses that I have. If you were to promote my business, we give you a special link, and that link is your special link. With the Power Lead system, you can use your domain name and promote your own domain name and not have to promote the Power Lead system URL. You promote your domain name. You buy a domain name and you promote your domain name, and that is redirected to the Power Lead system. You have the control. Very important, not only for the company, but for you as well. And without getting into too much detail, why does that help the company? But imagine a company like the Power Lead system that is so big as it is, and everyone is promoting PowerLeadSystem.com. Everyone. It's spammy. And when it gets spammy, Facebook kicks you out. When it gets spammy, Twitter kicks you out. And it's not because you're the one doing the spamming. It's probably because somebody else is doing the spamming and screwing up the domain name of Power Lead System. So what this does is it allows you to say, I have control of spamming the domain name I pick. All right? And we're going to get into more detail on that as well. Create floating capture forms. Huge. You can place floating capture forms on any website that you have, and I would recommend that if you're using Power Lead System today on anything, I would encourage everybody increase their sales 20% starting right now by adding a capture page to every single website that they have. So if you're driving 100 customers a day to a website and 10 people sign up on average every single day to your website, well, wouldn't you like to have 12 people sign up every single day? Just 2 people more a day, that is, right? That's a 20% increase. And that's what we're talking about. So if you have 10 websites with 100 people going to those websites and 10 people signing up to all those 10 websites, that's 100 signups. But wouldn't you like to have 120? Of course you would. Now, I know and I understand, I completely understand and I respect that a lot of people don't like those floating capture forms on a website and they find them irritating. So what? They work. Deal with it. I'm sure you probably have a family member that was irritating, but they got the job done. And if they weren't helping you out, I'm sure you have a coworker that you found irritating, but if they weren't there, production would decrease, right? So if you want your production to increase starting today, spend 10 minutes, if you have the Power Lead system now, on learning how to add a capture page to all of your websites. And we are going to talk about that over the coming days and weeks. We're going to spend one specific day on how to create a floating capture page and how to put it on your website. So if you can't figure it out, stick with us and we will do that for you. So what else can you do? Well, you can set up a full-service autoresponder. And that's basically what the Power Lead system is. And sometimes people don't understand the word sales funnel because the Power Lead system talks about how they're a funneling system and how they're doing all this. An autoresponder, if you're an autoresponder, and think of an autoresponder doing all the things that you really need to have done. You can send, you can add, you can view, you can edit, you can delete campaigns. And pretty soon you'll be able to add, you can add a voice message on any website that you have. Email, and soon able to send voice messages to contacts by phone. Soon you'll be able to send voice messages to contacts by phone. You know, some people don't like that. But you know what? They work. So if you don't like that, again, so what? It works. Build your business doing the things that work, not doing the things that you're like, I really don't like that. I don't want to get a phone call. Well, you might not want to get a phone call, but the customers that you're trying to get in touch with just might want a phone call. And if you're not providing that to them, you're missing out. You're losing out. You can send out automated special events. So, for instance, when it was Christmas, when it was New Year's, automatically you just click on a button and you can send to all of your customers or some of your customers an automated special event. Next Valentine's Day, right? I don't know if that's one of those special events, but it probably is. Hey guys, have a great Valentine's Day. If you don't have a loved one, then sorry. But if you do, great. Make sure you get them something. Because then you won't if you don't. Something like that, right? A typical marketer will do a nice job of sending out a campaign message to a prospect using an autoresponder. But first, a campaign needs to be created, and then the campaign needs to relate to a certain squeeze page or a landing page that usually takes hours to. So what does that process require? Well, it definitely requires that you have some type of an autoresponder system. And if you remember the old Staples commercials, yeah, we got that. And it requires an HTML editor. Well, there's some built-in HTML stuff in there, inside the back office system. Understanding of cPanel. That could be a real pain in the butt. An FTP program so you can upload your files to your website. A full-service stats tracking program. Guys, if I had $1 for every time that I knew that I needed to add a tracking program to my website and didn't, I'd have more than $1. I'd have about $10,000. That is where personally I fell short, and I knew that I was falling short on it, and I also knew that every single guru in the whole wide world will always say, you don't track, you have no idea what you're doing and where you're going. And that is so true. But After I was creating the autoresponder system, after I was creating the opt-in form, after I created the squeeze page, after I did all these creations, I'm like, I've just got to get this website up and running so I can make some money or so I can grow my... I'll do tracking later, another time, another day. So I've spent years not knowing exactly where my leads were coming from, not exactly putting them in the right place, sending out emails to people who didn't really want to receive those emails because I wasn't sure where and why they were. Well, with the PLS system, the tracking is done automatically. In fact, you can't use the system without having the tracking there. It's done automatically. So you know where every lead is coming from. You know what's working and what's not working. And by the way, if you ever seen what I look like, this was me, and mini-me. Hopefully, as you can see, I found a baby when I shaved my head. I shaved my head for a cause, a special cancer event, and I decided to keep it shaven for about 2 years. And everyone, if I do that, I'll never grow my hair back. Well, it did grow back. It's never been that full anyway, so it did grow back. I don't think it's much different than it was before I shaved it. But the most recent picture, if you're wondering what I look like right now, is the bottom right-hand side. That's my most recent picture. The only difference now is that my goatee is a little bit longer. Anybody hear of Duck Dynasty? I heard there might be an opening. So I'm working towards that opening. Whack, whack. Figured I'd throw that in there. The bottom line is that most of us do this. I know I do. And if I can do it less, I'd be doing myself a favor, and that's what I'm going to do. And that's stop wasting time. I spend so much time creating, testing, creating more, tweaking, creating, modifying. I don't have to do that with the Power Lead system. That's all done for me. One of the biggest words I used, a couple of words that I used, was at it was like the second slide. And that second slide said, proven to work. The Power Lead system comes with built-in landing pages or squeeze pages, whatever you want to call them, that are proven to work. If you want to go and create your own squeeze page and landing page, you're not going to know if they're proven to work or not. So doesn't it behoove you to use a product or service that's already proven to work instead of spending hours and hours on end not knowing until you do some testing and tracking whether they're proven to work or not? It only makes sense. With the PLS system, all you need is minutes. You don't need 3 hours to create, test, tweak, track, create the autoresponder. You only need 10 minutes. No longer do you need those 3 hours, as it says here. Spend your time on your business, not in your business. And I hope everybody understands what it means. Spend your time on your business. Track, using the tracking, looking at what's working, looking at the statistics on what's working, and modifying what isn't working to make it work, or just not using what's not working anymore. That's spending time on your business. And in your business is creating a sales page, is creating a squeeze page or a landing page. That's working in your business. Why do that when you can work on your business and be far more successful for 2014? Here are some of the facts. Now, I'm going to go to a page that you really won't be able to understand because the printing is very small. But if you want to see this page for details, if you're a detailed-oriented person, we can get that page to you. We can get that link to you so you can see it and analyze it and understand it. Let's go and take a look at it, and you'll be able to see that there are differences. I'm going to just explain the columns to you. It's real small, and I apologize for that, guys. There's just so much material in here that's why it's so small. I should probably make this slide maybe 6 pages long so I can break it down. But in the first column, it is basically the features. The second column is the Power Lead system. If you don't know this, you may or may not know this. The Power Lead system does have a free service. So if you wanted to putting your toe in the water, you can test out the free service, and I would recommend that. Take a look at it, test it out, see what. And then the third column is if you're a paid customer, the features that they have. And the fourth column is that you can be a paid customer and you can be a customer to promote the Power Lead system itself. And there's an additional fee to be able to promote the Power Lead system. So let's just take a look at column 2 and 3, the two middle columns. And in column 1, you can see a lot of X's, and in column 2, you can see a lot of words where it says yes. So that basically means if you're a free member, you get less services, but if you're a paid member, you get more services, basically. I think, and that only makes sense, right? But as a free member, you do get, it's very powerful, you get a viral squeeze page that you can use. You can promote your business. You can promote and when you promote your business, you can get leads, and you can grow your list. You can grow your list every single day. You can use the Autoresponder system for free. Biggest difference between the biggest difference, and I'm only going to talk about the biggest difference today, because this is a basics course today, class. The biggest difference is that every lead that you bring in to promote your business, every other lead that you bring in goes to the person that brought Power Lead system. So let's say that I don't know, John Smith contacts me and decides to sign up for free. When John Smith signs up for free, he's starts to use the system. He learns how to use it. He watches all the videos. By the way, there's a ton of training to use everything in the back office. He watches all the videos, and as he's watching the videos, and he sets everything up, and he sets up his first squeeze page about his business where he's selling widgets or promoting online widgets. And 12 people sign up. Well, 6 of those people that sign up are going to go to me because I brought John Smith into the business, and 6 of them are going to go directly to him. So that is the major difference between the free system and the paid system. It'll continue to work virally for you. You're still able to use the proven to work squeeze, but you're just not going to get all your leads. They're going to be split. All right? Moving right along. Let me ask you a question. How would you feel if 1 week from today you started working the PLS system and you have now over 100 new people on your list because you really worked the business? You have already been communicating with them all on autopilot, and since the moment they opted in, and they quickly, because of this, became your most responsive prospects. Wouldn't that be awesome? You grew your list, and on autopilot, you kept in touch with your list, and kept in touch with your list. They started to know you, they started to like you, and they started to trust you. I just moved my head around. I don't know if you guys, if you lost any of those words, and I apologize if you did. Because I'm so excited, I'm moving my body around and everything. I need put a lapel on, a wireless lapel, so I can walk around, and that way it'll work for me. Because I get excited, I can't sit in my seat sometimes. But isn't it all about creating a list? And you might be saying yes, but the answer is no. It's not about creating a list. There's one word in here that is extremely important. It's the word responsive. It's not creating a list, because you can create a list. Anybody can do that. You can grow your list to 1,000 people. But if they're not a responsive list, you're not going to get anything from them, right? So our goal as business owners, because that's what we are, is to grow a responsive list. And the way to grow a responsive list, and we're going to show this with statistics coming up, is by getting in touch with your people, getting in touch with the people that signed up to something that you gave them or offered them. And if you do it right, the Power Lead system will transform your business and get you more, and we need to add this word, responsive leads. The chances of reaching a new sales lead drop over 10 times if you wait longer than the first hour of shown interest, and the odds of qualifying that lead decrease 6 times after the first 60 minutes. Now here's the kicker. The odds of contacting a lead if called, the odds of contacting a lead if called within 5 minutes versus even 30 minutes are 100 times greater. The odds of entering that lead into your sales funnel or cycle increase 21-fold if called within 5 minutes compared to 30 minutes. So if you're responsive to them, they're going to be more responsive to you. And that's the whole concept with the Power Lead system. The Power Lead system does not make phone calls for you. Just want to point that out. But the Power Lead system does have a solution to help you get their telephone number so you do call them. The Power Lead system does have a solution where automatically put on autopilot and they do get an email from you right away. So yes, we do get in touch with our customers right away with the Power Lead system. Now, so what's the solution? How are you going to get in touch with these people? What is the solution? Some might recommend just hiring more sales staff or hiring somebody to get in touch with them for you. That will not always solve the problem and is probably the most costly solution. And it's kind of obvious that it is, right? I'll pay you $10 an hour to contact all the people that sign up under me. What you really need to do is look at your lead process and remove any bottlenecks. What are some bottlenecks? Well, one of the bottlenecks that I always have is trying to add a tracking system in my past life before I started using the Power Lead system. Adding a tracking system. Huge bottleneck, right? It's a problem. Where are they going? What campaign are they going into? Well, that's all done automatically for you. It's a huge bottleneck. Making sure that you don't have to write an autoresponder for everything that you do. That's another bottleneck. That's a huge bottleneck. Keeping in touch with your customers is a huge bottleneck. Well, what if, and this is true, the Power Lead system is 14 emails already pre-written for you that is generic and works for just about every single business that you could possibly think of. And it's written real well. And here's the couple words here. Proven to work. Yeah, baby. PLS changes the way you work with your customers by sending out emails immediately to your interested clients and then maintains contact with your prospects over the next month, all on autopilot. I'm convinced it's the most complete and powerful all-in-one marketing platform. So here we go back to the biggest problem. Stop wasting time. Stop working in your business and start working on your business in 2014. In my world, in my little world, it is January 6th. It is a Happy New Year by everyone. This is really the first day of the new year to me because of my family and playing for the last 2 weeks. I had a great time, by the way, working on my business over the weekend. I took my 2 youngest kids and my wife, and we went to Cape Cod, and we had an absolute at this mini water park that they have at a hotel called the Cape Codder. Take a look at it. It's kind of a fun thing. It's a little theme park. It was a 1.5 day excursion, and it was just a whole boatload of fun. But at the same time, I was totally not working in my business. I was working on my business a little bit. I did take a look. I did log in on my laptop once for about 15 minutes, and I looked at some statistics in the back office of the Power Lead system. That's working on my business, knowing what my statistics, what's working, what's not working. And I noticed that I've got 2 websites out there, and one of them is far outperforming the other. And this morning I just stopped the process of that opt-in form that was not working the way that I expected it to, and I went with the other one. So that was working on is not working in my business, not getting bogged down with creation, right? Now, this is an old snapshot of, and it might also, I apologize, it might be tough to see. It's an old snapshot of my back office that I took, I don't know, months ago or more. But basically, When I say things are being done on autopilot, it's exactly what's happening here. This is the stats tracking, and it basically says how many people have clicked on my links from the emails that I sent out, how many people have signed up through this program that I use called Traffic Zipper. People have looked at one of my websites called Responsive Lead System, and that's what I meant by the Power Lead System. You can't really log into the Power Lead System. You just can't do it because you really do have to get your own domain name, and I grabbed the name Responsive Lead System, and you can grab a similar one just like that. How many people have become free members during that period of time? And I think that number shows 30. So 30 people have signed up under me as free members in the what's called the FLSF, the Free Power Lead System, basically. So stat tracking is very important. Now, do this. The system did it for me. I did not do this. I did not set up any tracking whatsoever. The system did it for me. And I've got to tell you, I'm in love with it. It's awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to go live so you can see my handsome, pretty face here. So let's do that. And I don't know if you're going to have any questions for me. I just need to fix a few things here. Good. All right. Does anybody have any questions for me with regard to presentation? And we're going to, again, over the coming weeks and days, we're going to get into the back office. I'm going to do desktop sharing. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of real cool stuff in the back office. And there are a whole bunch of new features coming. And if Luann is in the room still, maybe you can type in a couple new features that you know that are coming. I have some new sales pages coming. There are some new things that were just recently done in the back office, and I can't really remember them. And we're going to go over that tomorrow, though, so I'll have to remember them by then. James, I will absolutely get you the link. I will put it on Skype, James. I know that we have Skyped each other in the past, so I will definitely get that to you in Skype. Monday through Friday, I'm going to be here, 11 o'clock. I hope you enjoyed the show, guys. I had a good time. I hope you did too. All right, so James, I'm going to get you on Skype, and I'll send you I'm going to send you the free link, and then you can upgrade at any time. I want you to understand how it works. Once you understand how it works, you're going to absolutely love it. We have a ton of great new landing pages. That's one of the things that's really powerful. In fact, one of our landing pages that's real important that has just been added is a mobile-ready landing page. So we all know that everything's heading towards mobile, and the Power Lead system is heading towards mobile as well. So we're not. Don't think that they're not going there, because they are. In fact, there are a couple pages that I know of that are mobile ready right now in the landing pages, and there's just going to be more of them. I don't know if you've seen the stats, and I can't remember them 100%, but I think Amazon, for instance, 30% of all sales that were made to Amazon by smartphone or tablet, where last year it was something like 8%. So that's just going to continue to rise, continue to climb, and we're going to be there for you. Will we be having? Let's see. We will be having a way to create a whole sales funnel that can our team within one secret code. That's right. This is a really cool feature, guys, because folks like Todd Gross and Luann, they have the ability, and maybe myself, I might do it too. We have the ability to create some real cool sales funnels processes, so any of the work at all, and we'll share the code with you. And basically what that does is it copies what we've created, and it goes right into your back office for you. It's almost like sharing a code for autoresponders like an AWeber does. So we're going to have the same capability, but it's the whole sales process, not just for the autoresponder. Kaboom, kabang, kaching. My name is Keith Carberry. Have a wonderful day, guys. I will see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Invite your peeps to the show. Not that it's a peep show. Don't go there. But invite your peeps to the show. They'll have fun. You'll have fun. And maybe you help somebody grow their business by introducing them to the Power Lead system through our website. Bye-bye, everybody.